So churches are actually always deciding to choose among a set of really neat things. But you can't do them all, so it's a choice among goods. How do you choose? I would suggest to you that the way churches usually choose is based on their own biases, comfort level, or prejudices. We tend to do whatever won't stretch us the most. Whereas Endless Possibilities calls us to consider not what we want to do for Christ, but rather what does Christ want us to do for the kingdom? And that means that Jesus has to be the one as Lord of the journey to tell us. So what my Endless Possibilities model does is essentially give us a set of appreciative tools to ask the right questions about our own spiritual journeys so that we can know when we've heard from God as opposed to simply doing what we want to do because we're just people who like to do certain things. And so that we then know if we are making progress in doing God's will. So essentially what the model is all about is answering the question, how do we as both individuals and congregations hear God's will for our lives, say yes to them, cooperate with others to realize them, and then celebrate when we have actually done God's will. And so based on all the models in the Bible, which the book goes into, and practical experience, I believe it is actually possible for a church to know why you are in the town you're in at this point in time. And that nothing else really matters except doing God's specific will, representing Him according to the themes He has for you. So that when you get to heaven, you can say, we as a congregation really did God's will. Now, here we make one last distinction, and Wes, I'll be through in a sec. Churches, when they don't know God's will, substitute faithfulness with busyness. I've never met a church that didn't feel they weren't busy. But busyness is not the same thing as being faithful. Take, for example, the people of Israel during the Exodus. They were very busy for 38 years, but they were not faithful at all. Every day they had to fold up their tents, cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner, travel a distance, and then reset up camp again. A journey that should have taken 3 weeks took 40 years. That's not faithful. But it was busy. And so one of the things as regional pastor I'd want every church to understand is that if you don't know what your journey is, you're going to tend to substitute busy work for faithful ministry. And that's why so much church life is unfulfilling. Because who wants to spend your whole life just being busy? Wouldn't you rather your activities produce fruit for the kingdom of God? And so if I were to close, I'll close with the words of Søren Kierkegaard, that great Danish Christian philosopher, who, though he had never read Endless Possibilities, I think he summed up the meaning of it really well. He says, life is lived forwards, but understood backwards. In other words, it's when we reflect upon our past journeys and understand how God leads us and guides us that then we can look forward to a future where what we do will be wonderful and faithful and where we can have a real great sense of hope. And Endless Possibilities is therefore our model, at least for me, on how we discern God's will, how we can say yes to it, how we can live it out joyfully, and how we can celebrate when in fact we've represented Christ as faithful servants. So we'll have a lot of time to dialogue on that, but I wanted to introduce, imagine having everything you do in church based on a spirituality of how we follow Christ. That to me is where the church should be headed. Thank you very much.